We talk a lot about the idea of generative AI, but you know what? Today, we're rolling up our sleeves, we're getting practical. We're moving past just writing a prompt and into actual production. Looking at how you, as a developer, can build some seriously powerful AI applications using the Amazon Bedrock SDKs. All right, let's get into the workshop. So, this is the big question, right? How do you get from point A, a single idea, a simple prompt, all the way to point Z, a complex, automated system that can reason, act, and create all on its own? Well, that's exactly the path we're going to walk today, step by step. I want you to think of Amazon Bedrock as your personal AI workshop. Seriously, it's not just one tool, it's the entire toolbox. Inside, you've got these incredible models from all the industry leaders. And here's the best part. They're all accessible through one single, consistent API. This is our home base for everything we're about to build. So, here's the game plan. First, we're going to take inventory, see what tools are in the shop. Then we'll fire up our first power tools for text and images. After that, we're moving over to the advanced stuff, complex projects like video and even connecting our AI to external gear. And finally, we'll learn how to build a robot to run the whole workshop for us using agents and flows before we hand you the keys. Okay, first things first. Before you can build anything cool, you've got to know what tools you have to work with, right? So we're going to open up all the drawers and just see what's in our workshop.
So how do you actually do that? Well, the Bedrock SDK makes this incredibly simple. There's a single function call, List Foundation Models, and it's basically your complete inventory checklist. You call it, and it just gives you back this detailed list of every single foundation model you can use in your region, complete with their unique IDs and what they can do.
And what you get back looks something like this. It's a perfect snapshot. You see the model ID. That's the key you'll need to actually turn it on. You see who provides it, Anthropic, Amazon, Meta. And then you see its modalities, which is really just a fancy way of saying what it does. Like, can it work with text, or images, or maybe both? This is such a powerful first step, just to see the sheer range of options you have.
All right, we've seen what's in the toolbox. Now it's time to actually pick up our first power tools and make something. We're going to start with the two most common tasks, generating text and creating images. Now here's what's so cool and, frankly, so smart about this. Look at the consistency. Whether you're asking a Claude model to write a poem or asking the Titan model to generate a picture, the core API call is exactly the same, invoke model. You just pass in the right model ID and a JSON body that's formatted for that model. And why does this matter so much? It means you can experiment at lightning speed. You can swap out a text model from Anthropic for one from Cohere with just minimal code changes. It's a game changer. And it really is as simple as this. This exact prompt is right out of the Bedrock developer examples. You just pass this little string to the Amazon Titan image model, and what you get back is a base 64 encoded image file. That's it. No complicated rendering pipelines, just text in, image out. Okay, so we've got the basics down. Now, let's move on to some of the more advanced projects, the kind that require combining tools and handling some more complex workflows. We're talking video generation and giving our models a connection to the outside world. Now, generating video is a whole different beast, right? It's a much heavier lift than text, so you can't just sit there and wait for an instant response. That's why Bedrock handles it asynchronously. You kick off the job with a call like start async invoke, you tell it where to put the final video in an S3 bucket, and then you get back a job ID. From there, you just check in on it, you pull the status until it's complete. It's a really robust way to handle those big, long-running creative tasks.
Okay, this is a huge one. It's a fundamental limitation of most models. They only know what they were trained on. They don't know today's weather, or the latest stock prices, or the details from your company's private database. So, how do we fix that?
We give it a tool. It's that simple. And the SDK examples show this perfectly. So you, the developer, define a weather tool and what it can do. When the user asks about the weather, the model is smart enough to realize, hey, I need to use that tool. It then figures out what inputs the tool needs, like latitude and longitude, calls your code, gets back that raw data, and then, this is the magic part, it synthesizes all that technical data into a perfectly natural answer. So far, we've been the ones directing the tools, right? We've been calling the shots. But what if we could build an AI that could run the whole workshop for us? Well, that's where we get to the highest level of automation, agents and flows. So here's the key thing to understand. An agent isn't just a model, it's an orchestrator. You give it a high-level goal, and it can reason, create a multi-step plan, use tools, and query data sources to get that job done, all on its own. It's the difference between you using a power drill and having a robot that knows how to build the entire cabinet for you. And building one of these things means putting these key pieces together. First, you pick a powerful foundation model to be its brain. Then you give it a set of instructions. Think of it as its prime directive. You equip it with action groups, which are just collections of all the tools and APIs it's allowed to use. And finally, you can connect it to your own private knowledge bases, giving it secure access to your company's proprietary data. Now, if agents are like a smart robot that can figure things out on its own, flows are more like creating a perfect custom assembly line. You use a visual designer to chain everything together: inputs, model prompts, logical steps. The developer examples have a great one: a playlist generator. It takes a genre and a number of songs, passes that to a prompt, and gives you back a formatted list. It's a perfect, guided, multi-step AI application. We've just toured the entire workshop, from the most basic hand tools all the way to a fully automated robotic assembly line. So now, we're opening the doors and handing you the keys. It's your turn.
And this is your roadmap. You can literally start today just by listing the available models. From there, it's a small step to invoking a model to generate some text or an image. When you're ready to level up, you can build apps that use external tools to get live data. And when you really want to go pro, you can build fully automated systems with agents and flows. It's such a clear path from simple to sophisticated.
You've seen what's possible. We've gone from a simple text completion to a fully autonomous agent that can interact with the real world. The building blocks are all here, and honestly, they're more accessible than they have ever been before. So the only question left is, what are you going to build first?